This was the day when Dr. Aafia Siddiqui was sentenced. In a sentence that lasted just about an hour, and she was sentenced to a prison term of 86 years. Now, it is 13 years since the sentence. It has been challenging in more ways than one, both for Dr. Aafia Siddiqui, for the family of Dr. Aafia Siddiqui, for the Aafia movement in Pakistan and right across the entire world. And one person who has actually stood strong throughout this, and I know it has been a difficult journey, it's been a tough journey for Dr. Fawzia Siddiqui, for her late mother, Rahimahumullah, for the children of Dr. Afia Siddiqui. And during this time, Dr. Fawzia Siddiqui had only one opportunity to go out to the United States of America to visit her sister. And after that, there were hopes. But where are we at this point in time? And just remembering these anniversaries over and over again alone is heartbreaking. It is very, very painful. Dr. Fawzia Siddiqui, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Juma Mubarak to you.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, Brother Inayat, and Juma Mubarak to you too and to everyone who is listening and tuned in.
Yes, Dr. Fawzia Siddiqui, the 23rd of September is a date that will stick in your mind. It will stick in the mind of millions right across the world, millions of Pakistani people, all who have shown extreme concern and who have been working tirelessly for the release of Afia. Now, tomorrow being the 23rd of September, and I'm sure every time these dates come up, I'm sure there are many, many painful moments. There are many, many memories that actually flash through your mind, Dr. Fawzia.
Yes, indeed, you're right, brother. 23rd September actually marks a black day in the world of justice. So, Afia was sentenced to 86 years for a crime that could not have happened, and where all forensic evidence was in Afia's favor. Still, she was sentenced, and where no one was killed and no one was injured except Afia herself, Afia gets sentenced to not 1, 2, or 3 years, but to 86 years of solitary confinement in an administrative unit, which is known as the worst form of confinement and has been labeled by the United Nations Charter of Human Rights as an excessive and unusual form of punishment, which should be discouraged and stopped. But for the past so many years, poor Afia is still in there. She's the only woman prisoner who has been suffering in that unit for so long.
Yes, Dr. Fawzia, 13 years of the 86 years that she has served from 2010 right until 2023. And the last time we spoke, and after your meeting with her, after seeing her in the state that she was, and you used two words, you used the term Zinda Lash. And this is 13 years already where each and every day Afia has had to go through the state of being a living corpse.
That is true. I mean, sometimes I wish that I hadn't seen her because it is so much more painful now.
Well, I'm sure, Dr. Fawzia Siddiqui, but also looking at, you've had a lot of hopes. All of us have had a lot of hopes. We continue working towards her release. We continue making dua for her, for you, for your family. And during this time, you lost your mother, sadly, as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her Jannah. Afia has not seen her children grow up, her son Ahmed and her son Maryam as well. And throughout this time, you've worked tirelessly. after your visit to the United States of America, that we thought that there would be some glimmer of hope. But every time we seem to be taking a step forward, we find that you find yourself taking another 3 or 4 steps backwards, and then again back into a hopeless situation. And what is the latest? I know her lawyer has been busy. I know you've been very, very busy. What is the latest situation?
Well, the latest is that we have got some email access. So I am receiving some emails from Aafia. And the 14th of September was my birthday. And I opened my phone, my email, my computer, and there was the alert from prison, and Aafia had sent me birthday wishes. And I just sat there in front of the computer and just cried.
Yes, Dr.
And it was just
Fozia.
an emotional moment. But yes, we do have that. But Afia's also sent some messages to all her supporters and everyone who is sending their duas. And for the first time in so many years, she has received your messages, the messages that you sent to Clive. He had managed to get the first 35 pages in which he had summarized most of your messages. And she was very grateful for them. She sends her duas. And she said that when she's being oppressed and suppressed and people are taunting her, she just sits and reads out your messages aloud. And that gives her some peace. So thank you everyone who has sent their messages of encouragement, and they mean a lot to us as a family and to Aafia, and I'm sure they send a message also to prison that Aafia is not alone.
Yes, Alhamdulillah. In fact, that is quite encouraging that, at least Afia knows that there are people, thousands of people, and millions of people right across the entire world who are thinking of her and who are making dua for her. And obviously, she being the oppressed, her duas, inshallah, we make duas that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept those duas. Her duas will certainly be accepted. Dr. Fozia, are you able to communicate with her via email?
Yes, I'm able to send emails. The only thing is that so far I've only received some poems from her, but not a direct response to my direct queries. So with everything that's going on, sometimes I feel like, you know, is who is it behind the screen? If only they would give us a video call.
Well, definitely, Dr. Fozia. I know it's in a very, very difficult situation that you find yourself in, but just looking at where we are and as far as her case is concerned, looking at it both from the government of Pakistan and also looking at the lawyer, what are there any latest developments?
So yes, he had just recently met with Aafia, and he has planned and has started working on trying to get me in to see Aafia again. We hope by the end of November, early December. So please pray that this time it happens in a proper way. And the other thing we're working on is to get Aafia out of that administrative unit, because there is no logical explanation why she should be in solitary confinement
Yes,
and why
Dr.
she
Fozia.
should be put in the hole.
Mm. No, I agree with you. In fact, that was your hope as well the last time when you visited her in a prison, and there were certain concessions that were made. But again, disappointing that some of those concessions have not materialized, and more importantly, for you to go down back to the United States of America to go, because I think all of this at the end of the day is going to help to at the very least, to get her out of solitary confinement, to ease her plight, and just to make life a bit more easier for her while the effort for her release still continues.
Yes, indeed, that is the first step. Um, and we are also working on her release and how to get that and how to push the Pakistani government and to wake them up and the US government on the other end. As you can see, that the Biden administration is actually, showing a precedence of making deals and letting prisoners go and exchanging prisoners. So, if our government would just wake up and take a stand, I think it would make the world of a difference.
Well, inshallah, we hope so, Dr. Fawzia Siddiqui. But Afia is definitely not forgotten, and it is on days like this, it is on anniversaries like this that we obviously give a lot more impetus to the plight and the dilemma of Dr. Afia Siddiqui, and to just to remind us over and over again, time and again, about her plight, that she is not forgotten. And this is the reason why, Dr. Fawzia Siddiqui, we talk to you and we talk to others over and over again on this topic, just to make sure that Afia Siddiqui is not forgotten, and in any way whatsoever where any assistance is required, and also just generally to highlight her plight. It's an absolute pleasure for us here at Salam Media to do. And as always, Dr. Fozia, we do appreciate you taking time out and providing us with these regular updates from time to time. Allah accept your efforts as well, and Allah Ta'ala grant you the strength to continue in your efforts to get your sister released, inshallah, very, very soon. And this is our dua for you and for your family and for Afia on this beautiful day of Jummah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us acceptance. And as always, we appreciate your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Dr. Fawzia Siddiqui, the sister of Dr. Aafia Siddiqui, on 13 years later, and on the 23rd of September 2010, Dr. Aafia Siddiqui was unjustly sentenced to this prison term of 86 years. She's already served 13 years in the worst possible conditions that one can ever imagine. With that, we're going for a break. We come back. It's going to be time for Juma Inspirations.